The first version of Snow White was like 80 something years ago. So it's kind of dated right now. In the version that we have, Snow White is much more proactive. She's not going to be saved by the prince. She's going to, get her own agency and all of that.
The tension between Rachel and Gal rises as Gal Gadot humiliates her after the explosive episode of South Park. With clashing views on Israel and Palestine, fans are left wondering if this rift will poison their on-screen chemistry in the upcoming Snow White. Will Disney step in to save its project, or is this brewing controversy too big to hide? The controversy between Rachel and Gal. We all know that the classic fairy tale of Snow White has been around for over 80 years, and while it holds a special place in our hearts, however, in this new version, Snow White isn't just sitting around waiting for her prince to rescue her. No, she's taking charge, showing off her own agency, and proving she can save herself. Sounds like a refreshing take, right? But beneath all that glitz and glamour, there's a brewing storm that might just overshadow the film's fairy tale magic. Rumors have been swirling about a feud between the two lead actresses, Rachel Zegler, who plays Snow White, and Gal Gadot, who portrays the evil queen. As the release date approaches, we can't help but wonder, can the magic of storytelling triumph over this real-life drama, or will it overshadow what many are hoping will be a great film? So what's fueling this royal rumble? While their on-screen chemistry might be perfect, it seems their differing political views on the Israel-Hamas conflict are creating a significant divide between them. There's been a lot of chatter on social media, with cryptic tweets and subtle jabs that have left fans scratching their heads about the nature of their feud. According to insiders, the atmosphere on set has become increasingly hostile. Reports suggest that these two talented women have started to despise each other, refusing to speak, and even sabotaging each other's work. Fans of the original Disney classic are feeling disappointed and worried that all this behind-the-scenes drama could damage the film's reputation and distract from the overall viewing experience. Now, the film's trailer dropped back in August, and let me tell you, it ignited a firestorm of controversy. Instead of the enchanting fairy tale we expected, the focus shifted to the tension between Zegler and Gadot. Rachel Zegler, known for her role in West Side Story, faced significant backlash for her vocal support of Palestine. Her stance, while respected by many, alienated others who have differing opinions. On the flip side, Gal Gadot, a former Israeli soldier, has been a strong supporter of Israel. Her involvement in the film was seen by some as a political statement, which only added fuel to the fire. The clash of their beliefs has become a hot topic of debate online, leading many fans to wonder if Disney's magic can overcome such a bitter rivalry. As the drama escalates, social media users have been debating whether it's appropriate for the actresses to let their personal beliefs overshadow the film. The tension has only intensified as Rachel Zegler has been actively urging her followers to support Palestine, sharing resources, and encouraging real-world action. She emphasizes the need for activism that goes beyond just social media posts, calling for meaningful contributions to organizations that support Palestine. Meanwhile, Gal Gadot has been equally vocal in her support for Israel. From her rise to fame as Wonder Woman, she's used her platform to showcase her pride in her Israeli heritage and rally support for her homeland. Gal's background as a combat fitness instructor in the Israeli Defense Forces has shaped her perspective, and she's not shy about expressing her views. Now, with their political differences becoming increasingly apparent, it's no wonder fans are anxious about how Rachel and Gal will handle the upcoming press tours. How will they navigate their professional relationship with these deep-seated disagreements? It's a tricky situation for sure. Rachel has made her support for Palestine clear for quite some time now. Back in August, she tweeted, "And always remember, free Palestine," showing her commitment to the cause. More recently, she has intensified her efforts, posting resources on social media and urging her followers to take action, whether it's making financial contributions or reaching out to their government representatives. In stark contrast, Gal has been unwavering in her support for Israel. In the wake of the recent conflict, she took to Instagram, stating, "I stand with Israel, and you should too." Her advocacy goes beyond just words. She's also signed open letters urging the release of Israeli hostages and organized events to shed light on Israel's perspective. So, with both actresses publicly clashing over their beliefs, it raises the question, can they set aside their differences for the sake of Snow White? Or will this political tension overshadow their work? The clock is ticking, and fans are on the edge of their seats. Despite the heated exchanges, neither Rachel nor Gal has openly acknowledged the feud. They both seem to be maintaining a professional front as they continue promoting Snow White. But you can bet every public appearance and social media update will be scrutinized. As the countdown to the film's release begins, the press tour is shaping up to be a real drama fest. Fans have noticed some awkward interactions between the actresses, which has sparked rumors about their on-set chemistry. One fan even commented that Rachel seems to lose her excitement for the film whenever she's around Gal. There are even mixed opinions about Rachel's involvement in the project, considering her support for Palestine. Some fans have questioned her decision to work with someone who holds opposing views, while others feel she shouldn't have to justify her choice to join the cast. As the controversy reveals, it's evident that the complexities of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict are back in the spotlight. The feud between Zegler and Gadot has raised questions about the role of personal beliefs in the entertainment industry. This situation shows that Hollywood isn't just about the glitz and glamour. It's a space where real-life issues can have significant implications. As we watch this unfold, we can only speculate about what will happen next. Will Rachel and Gal be able to find common ground and focus on the film, or will their political differences overshadow everything? The world is watching closely, and fans are eagerly awaiting the outcome. What do you think? Will these actresses manage to keep things professional, or will their feud take center stage? Its impact on Disney's Snow White remake. The recent controversy surrounding Disney's live-action remake of Snow White has had a significant impact on both the film's production and its reception. Initially intended as a nostalgic revival of the beloved classic, the project has faced backlash regarding its casting and portrayal of iconic characters, particularly concerning the depiction of Snow White herself. One of the central issues emerged from the casting of Rachel Zegler, a Latina actress, as Snow White. While many celebrated the decision as a step toward greater diversity in Hollywood, it also sparked debates about authenticity and the implications of reimagining traditional characters. Critics argued that altering the race of a character rooted in European folklore undermines the original narrative and cultural context. This clash of perspectives has led to heightened scrutiny of the film, as audiences express their desire for both inclusivity and fidelity to the source material. Additionally, the remake's focus on modernizing the story has drawn mixed reactions. Some fans appreciate the intention to infuse contemporary themes and values into the tale, such as empowerment and agency for Snow White, while others worry that these changes may dilute the essence of the original story. The backlash has also ignited discussions about Disney's broader approach to adaptations, with many questioning whether the studio can successfully balance nostalgia with progressive storytelling. Although Rachel Zegler was initially set to play the iconic role, but her lack of enthusiasm quickly raised eyebrows. Could a beloved character really shine without genuine excitement? As complaints grew and worries about a potential box office flop surfaced, Disney found itself in a tight spot. In a surprising move, they decided to recast Zegler, completely pulling her from the role of Snow White. This bold choice revealed the immense pressure Disney was under to get it right. But the drama didn't stop there. In an even bolder twist, Disney announced they would remove the traditional dwarves from the story altogether, claiming it was all about promoting diversity and inclusion. Fans were deeply divided. Some cheered the decision, believing it was a progressive way to modernize the tale, while others felt it compromised the unique character dynamics that made the original story so special. This decision sparked heated debates, revealing just how tricky it is to balance keeping a classic while making it relevant for today's audiences. As Disney navigated this storm, every choice, whether related to casting or public statements, was under intense scrutiny. The stakes were incredibly high, emphasizing the tightrope they were walking between innovation and tradition. Many fans felt protective of the classic elements that made Snow White a timeless fairy tale. In the middle of all this chaos, actor Peter Dinklage stepped up, raising significant concerns about how the Snow White remake could impact actors of short stature. He pointed out a frustrating irony. While the industry aimed to avoid stereotypes, these changes could take away valuable opportunities for actors like him. Dinklage's honest comments shone a light on a real loss for performers who rely on such roles for visibility and jobs. This issue stretches beyond just a few characters. It impacts an entire community of actors. Dinklage also highlighted how stunt performers and body doubles from the same community could miss out on work because of these changes. As the backlash grew louder, Disney faced mounting pressure to rethink their approach. After listening to fans express their frustrations, it felt like they hit a reset button. In response to the outcry, Disney began filming again to remove the controversial elements that had sparked such a fuss. A key part of this reevaluation involved reintroducing the Seven Dwarves into the storyline, but this time, they would be portrayed by average-sized actors. This clever compromise aimed to satisfy both traditionalists and modern audiences, showing Disney was listening while still keeping the heart of the story intact. As these changes took shape, Zegler shared insights into the new direction of the film. The focus would shift from the typical themes of romantic love to Snow White's personal growth and leadership. This fresh angle aimed to resonate with today's audiences, reflecting a broader trend in storytelling that values empowerment and self-discovery. Zegler emphasized that this Snow White isn't just waiting for a fairy tale ending, she's ambitious and ready to lead her own story. This new direction is quite the departure from the classic tale. In the original, Snow White was often portrayed as a passive character, primarily defined by her relationship with Prince Charming. The new narrative seeks to transform her into a strong, independent figure who actively shapes her own destiny. By shifting the focus, the filmmakers aim to present Snow White as a role model for those looking to carve their paths in life, rather than just waiting for their happily ever after. However, not everyone is on board with these changes. Many longtime fans feel that altering the story too much risks losing the charm and magic that made Snow White such a beloved character in the first place. The tension between honoring the original and adapting it for modern sensibilities has sparked fierce debates among Disney fans. With all this back and forth, Disney finds itself at a critical turning point. The company has a history of adapting its classics, but Snow White represents a unique challenge. How do you honor a tale that has been cherished for generations while also keeping it fresh and relevant? The stakes are high, not just for the film's success, but for Disney's reputation as a leader in family entertainment. As fans await the final product, anticipation builds. Can Disney successfully modernize such a cherished classic without losing its essence? With so much riding on this project, audiences are eager to see how this new Snow White will unfold. The journey of Snow White is just beginning, and the twists ahead promise to keep everyone on the edge of their seats. The controversy has undoubtedly influenced marketing strategies as Disney navigates the complex terrain of audience expectations. The studio has been tasked with addressing concerns while still appealing to a new generation of viewers. As the release date approaches, the ongoing discourse surrounding the film may ultimately shape its legacy, revealing how modern audiences engage with classic narratives in an evolving cultural landscape. This situation also raises larger questions about representation in Hollywood. How do studios balance the need for diversity with the desire to stay true to beloved stories? As Disney grapples with these complexities, it becomes clear that the conversation around representation and storytelling is more important than ever. As the release date approaches, will the changes resonate with a new generation, or will they leave fans longing for the Snow White they grew up with? The countdown to the premiere promises to be filled with drama and surprises, making it one of the most talked about films in recent memory. What surprises await in this iconic tale as it reinvents itself for a new generation? Corporate decisions and fan expectations. The Snow White controversy is just one example of a larger trend in which Disney is seen as catering more to corporate image management than to the tastes and wishes of its audience. Disney's insistence on updating and reinterpreting its older stories has been met with resistance from fans who appreciate the nostalgia and timelessness of the originals. Some fans argue that Disney's attempts at inclusivity and modernization often feel forced rather than natural. For instance, while diversifying casting choices is largely celebrated, many fans feel that the changes Disney is making to characters' personalities and stories often go beyond what's necessary. This disconnect is compounded by Disney's handling of feedback. Many fans feel that Disney is dismissive of their concerns, seeing critical voices as simply resistant to progress. However, some critics argue that the company could balance the incorporation of progressive ideals with respect for its legacy by creating original, diverse stories rather than retooling classics. With fans feeling the magic is being traded for corporate agendas, Disney faces a pivotal moment. Can the brand reconnect with its roots, or will these drastic reimaginings turn away loyal followers for good? If Disney keeps pushing forced changes over cherished classics, is its golden reputation and future box office success at risk of crumbling? Disney's handling of Snow White might have larger implications for its brand image. The controversies surrounding this film follow similar fan grievances with other recent live-action adaptations, like The Little Mermaid and Peter Pan and Wendy. The common theme, according to fans, is Disney's willingness to alter storylines and characters in ways that dilute the magic and charm that made these tales iconic. For some fans, Disney's current trajectory feels like a series of missteps, where the focus on message and marketing takes precedence over storytelling. Some even say that Disney's recent stock troubles hint they need to rethink their approach to iconic characters. This perceived pattern has led some to wonder whether Disney's commitment to remaking classics is backfiring. There is a growing debate that Disney is becoming less of a creative powerhouse and more of a brand manager, constantly reworking its intellectual properties to reflect current social trends. As Disney continues to face financial challenges and criticism over its creative direction, the response to Snow White may force the company to rethink its approach. Some fans are even starting to call for a halt to remakes altogether, preferring that Disney redirect its efforts toward developing new stories with diverse casts and modern values. The culmination of these issues is creating a noticeable fatigue among Disney's loyal fan base. The repetitive nature of live-action remakes, paired with divisive changes, risks alienating fans who were once excited about Disney's creative output. If Disney continues on this path, it could inadvertently erode the trust and admiration that fans have for the brand. Longtime Disney lovers feel that the studio's recent efforts often feel rushed and uninspired compared to its original animated classics. The heartwarming storytelling, endearing characters, and timeless qualities that defined Disney for decades seem, in the eyes of some, to be fading in favor of a more corporate-driven approach. While some appreciate the company's efforts to remain relevant, others feel that the constant reimagining of familiar tales is wearing thin. In the end, Disney's upcoming Snow White remake has come to symbolize broader concerns about the company's direction. For some fans, Disney's pursuit of progressive values and inclusivity feels commendable but misplaced when it involves transforming beloved stories. Instead of reinterpreting classics, they argue, Disney could achieve a more meaningful impact by creating new characters and worlds that embody modern ideals. As the release date of Snow White approaches, it remains to be seen how Disney will respond to the ongoing backlash. Will the film's execution win over skeptics, or will it reinforce fans' concerns? Whatever the outcome, this controversy highlights a critical challenge for Disney, balancing the desire to evolve with the expectations of a fan base that cherishes its magical, nostalgic past. If you thought Snow White had enough drama, this real-life tension just raised the stakes. Will Disney manage to keep the magic alive, or is this fairy tale headed for disaster? Let us know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to stay tuned for more breaking updates on your favorite stars and shows.